I wanted to talk about this because I think it's an interesting question, and I think it's a debate. I think there's really 6 guys in this conversation for the top 5. Whatever order you want to put them in my opinion, for the most part, is fine. We'll get into that, and we might as well jump into it. So for number 5 for me, I had 2 guys here to decide from. It was Taylor Green from Arkansas, or it was Blake Shapen from Mississippi State. I have been a Blake Shapen fan from Baylor. I've been a big Blake Shapen fan. I thought, if Jordan's still in there, if he went to Michigan, Michigan would have had a really damn good season last year because that guy's an underrated quarterback. 31 games, 64.3% completion percentage, 6,548 yards, 44 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 198 yards rushing, and 8 touchdowns. Now, again, I'm not considering who's around him because he's lost a lot. Kevin Coleman transferred out. A lot of the skill position players around him also transferred out the wide receiver position. So do I think he's going to have a great year statistically? Probably not. But when he has had weapons around him, he's done well. His biggest issue is injury, but Taylor Green kind of has that as well. And Taylor Green's just too inconsistent for me. So I went with Blake Shapen here. But again, if you wanted to put Taylor Green here, I'm not going to argue it. I just have a bigger affinity, I guess, for Blake Shapen. So I put him at number 5. Number 4 for me, I have Marcel Reed. This guy at the end of the year could be number 1. He could be number 5. He could not even be on the list. I think he has the most, honestly, the second most upside of anyone on this list I'm going to name. But Texas exposed something interesting in that game last year, and they talked about it on the broadcast. Basically, Texas has decided he did not look right to throw the football. He only looked left. So what Texas did is shift their defense over to the left and force him to throw right. And he did not play well in that game. He threw for under 170 yards. So that's my issue with him, is reading defenses, and he's not super accurate. But a good athlete. I think his throwing mechanics are pretty good, and I think there's room to improve there. 14 games, 60.9% completion, so basically 61%. 2,238 yards passing, 16 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. And then this is what makes him really good, or could be really good: 588 yards and 8 touchdowns. And obviously sacks are accounted there, so it takes away from the rushing yards. I do think Marcel Reed can be a good quarterback. Has to read defenses better and has to be a little bit more accurate. Longhorn Football Edits chimes in. I completely agree with you. And by the way, I don't think I've ever seen you in the comments, so please keep in the comments, like and subscribe. I'd like to see you hear more. I agree with that comment, though. He has the tools. I think, again, my number 1 guy is pretty solidified on this list. Like I said, Taylor Green plus the other 3 guys. I think you have an argument where you want to put him. But he could be all the way up to number 2 at this time next year on this list. We could end the season. This could have been the second best quarterback Texas played. It wouldn't shock me. So for right now, he is number 4, but could move up. Number 3 for me, Julian Sain. Listen, I saw the picture of him. He's a small guy. He is. But he won the Elite 11 MVP. He's being recruited by Ryan Day. He got the sign-off from Chip Kelly. I would imagine this guy is going to be pretty good. And this isn't considering the weapons around him, because he could be average, honestly, and put up 30 touchdowns with the wide receivers they have at Ohio State. I think this guy's going to be a legitimately good quarterback. Kalen DeBoer tried to recruit him when Nick Saban left to keep him there. Ryan Day recruited him. Chip Kelly signed off on him. He was the number 20 nationally quarterback coming out last year. 20 nationally recruit overall, 3rd quarterback. There's really not much else to say here. 84 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 5 of 12. Let me say this, though. He's listed at 203 pounds. There's no way in hell. Anyone look this up. Go on Instagram, go on Google. That guy's not 203 pounds. My guess is he's probably about 6'2", 190 pounds. He's very little. My issue would be, and my concern would be, if I'm an Ohio State fan, is injury. I think if he stays healthy, you're going to see something like 66 to 67% completion, 3,500 to 3,800 passing yards, and 33 to 37 touchdown passes. That'd be my guess of what he puts up. And obviously those numbers will be a little bit inflated because they're going to throw more at Ohio State than most Big Ten teams. They have much better weapons than most Big Ten teams. So those numbers will be a little bit inflated, but he's still going to be a good quarterback, in my opinion. Number 2, I have John Mateer. My only question mark with this guy is the competition. He did not fare very well versus good competition last year. They got blown out by Boise State. His biggest strength was running. I don't think he's going to be able to run like that in the SEC. I just don't. I mean, in 24 games, the guy's rushing for has 976 yards rushing and 4.8 yards per carry with 15 touchdowns. That's Cam Newton type shit. I just don't see that at the SEC level. And people are saying, well, Johnny Manziel did it. Johnny Manziel was shifty. This guy's not super shifty. He more of tries to run away from people. When he's getting hit pretty hard when he's getting caught. Whereas when I'm talking about shiftiness, Russell Wilson's not the fastest guy, but in the pocket, he didn't get touched because he's shifty. Johnny Manziel's kind of that same way. I don't think John Mateer's that same way. So that's going to be very interesting. 65.3% completion, 3,406 yards passing, 32 touchdowns, interceptions. When you looked at his accuracy as well versus good competition, he was under 60%. So again, that is my question mark here. If he just translates 80% of his game to the SEC, he's going to be a top 5 quarterback we face for sure. And he might be a top 5 quarterback in the SEC. I have him ranked as the 5th best quarterback going into the SEC. If he would have played in any other league, I really wouldn't be doubting him. Even the American Athletic Conference, or the American now as it's called, I probably wouldn't even be doubting him. If he was in the ACC, I wouldn't really be doubting him. Big Ten, I wouldn't be doubting him. But the Pac-12, which is just Washington State and Oregon State, and then you're playing Wyoming and Boise State and Air Force, I'm going to doubt you. So you're going to have to prove it to me. Number 1, and I have a tweet on record, and I'm sticking with it. I think DJ Lagway is going to be a top 10 pick when he decides to come out. I know these numbers aren't great. In 12 games, 1,915 yards, 59.9% completion, 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 101 yards rushing, 0 touchdowns. This guy is just he's special. The ball comes out effortlessly. He's able to throw it on the run with accuracy, which is very hard to do. He's able to run both ways and throw, which is very hard to do. And he was only a freshman last year. And that Florida team had a lot of injuries at the skill positions later in the season. And I thought he did very well in spite of that. He has Jane Ball at the running back position. He has a couple wide receivers. Their offensive line might be the best in the SEC. I think DJ Lagway is going to have a really good year if he stays healthy. That is the key here because that has been an issue in his 1 year at Florida. We'll see if that's the case, but he was really good last year, guys. There were a couple throws versus LSU that I don't think very many, if any, college quarterbacks can make, and I don't think more than half the NFL starting quarterbacks can make them. There's multiple throws on that versus LSU. Just look up the highlights. And he's just special, guys. That's why he was the number 1 ranked quarterback coming out of high school. He's a very, very special football player. And barring health, I think he's going to lead Florida to 8 or 9 wins. Like, if he's healthy, I think Florida wins 8 or 9 games. Now, if he's hurt, probably going to be 5-7, 6-6, and Billy Napier would be fired. And maybe in the long run, that's better. But right now, I think he's the best quarterback Texas will face. So my top 5 in order: number 1, DJ Lagway; number 2, John Mateer; number 3, Julian Sain; number 4, Marcel Reed; number 5, Shapen; and number 6, honorary mention, I have Taylor Green.